So the three math topics that I want to talk about that we learned about this year are the different algorithms we learned for multiplication, the different algorithms and methods we learned for addition and subtraction, and then the different methods we learned for working with fractions. I wanted to choose these topics because I thought it was really neat and really interesting that we learned so many different methods and a lot of different hands-on methods. I hadn't necessarily done a lot of hands-on methods when I learned these topics in grade school, I remember. I mostly followed the rules, which I liked, but I understand that it's difficult for a lot of students and that a lot of students do not learn that way. So I think it really pushed me a little bit even out of my comfort zone to have to analyze those topics and work with the manipulatives to really dig deeper into those algorithms and more like the reasoning behind those math processes. To learn more about these topics as I become a teacher, I could definitely get out and do some research just on the internet about different methods and applications that we could use to learn these topics and to do some more hands-on stuff with them. I also will probably partner with my peers and my colleagues and my mentor teacher on different like lesson examples and ideas and different hands-on techniques that they have found that work really well. Also, I could look into like professional newsletters or journals and read them or attend like some professional education conferences as well. What I have learned about the Common Core state math standards this year. So we covered quite a bit of the standards. Like I remember at the beginning of each unit we would cover the standards and like what grade level deals with what standards. I don't really remember the specifics on that because that's kind of a lot of information. Probably this knowledge will help me not so much learning the different standards and grade levels, but learning like where I can find those is more helpful because I know I'll need to refer back to them several times. I also thought it was interesting, really interesting, that negative numbers are not actually covered in elementary school, but not until like the middle grade levels. I thought that was really interesting. So knowing the different standards and grade levels and when things are covered, that will probably help me when I'm planning like units, and of course I'll be able to plan what they should have already learned and what prior knowledge they will need going forward. But definitely the most interesting thing to me was that negative numbers are not necessarily covered in elementary school. One or two areas that I believe I could improve in. Okay, so one area that I think I could improve in is probably the different algorithms with division. I don't know, maybe we didn't spend as much time on those. Division is always a little more tricky for me. I think it's a little bit harder to find like hands-on things with division, and because I always just did long division for like big division problems. So I guess I could spend more time like looking up methods for that and hands-on applications for the division algorithm.